汇集天下大事，聚焦华人热点。西雅图中文电台网络电视。
So we are very lucky to personally meet founder and CEO of Aegis Living, Mr. Dwayne Clark, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Development in the new house in Newcastle. Right?
Thank you. Yeah.
Can you introduce the project and what's the progress?
Yeah, we're going to open probably in about 9 or 10 months, and it's progressing really well. There's been great interest. I think today is a great indication of that. We're going to have 230 people here that are coming for kind of an update on the project. The property, we really haven't started a big marketing effort yet, but it's already 15% pre-leased. So that's very unusual because normally the properties don't start leasing until 2 or 3 months out. We're about 8 or 9 months out. The units are wonderful. I did a walkthrough last week. Many of them have lake views and big terraces, and the units are big, probably the biggest units we've ever built. So some of them are 1,200 square feet, so they're really good size. So I'm so excited about it. It's going to be one of the most beautiful properties I've ever developed, and I've developed almost 300.
So this is a really high-end place for the aged people.
Yeah, it's high-end, but it's affordable. I mean,
affordable.
It's, I think for, somewhere in the neighborhood of, are we still rolling? Okay. It's high-end, but it's affordable. I think you can, in the $3,500 a month range, you can get all your food, all your utilities, all your meals, transportation, housekeeping, activities, and your apartments a month. So it's pretty reasonable for the Seattle area.
And this is a really good place for the aged people, especially Chinese.
I think we have great experience in the Asian market. We've been running a Chinese community for almost 16 years in San Francisco, so we have more experience than anyone in the Chinese market. That's our specialty, and we have an excellent reputation. And that property in San Francisco has been almost 100% occupied now for 14 years, so it's done really well. And I think you'll see this property is an incredible property and a once-in-a-lifetime kind of opportunity. We've had people has contacted us from as far away as New York and Shanghai and Beijing and Taiwan and so on. So it's people from all over the world are looking to come to this property.
That's great. And how about the projects in other locations, such as Seattle, Bellevue?
Other non-Chinese projects?
Yeah, this is for your Aegis Living.
Yeah, so this project that you're at right now is Aegis of Rogers Park. This is a 129 unit project that's opening this Saturday. And then we have 7 other projects besides that. So we're opening in Lake Union, we're opening in the U District, we're opening in Edmonds, we're opening in West Seattle, we're opening in Ravenna, we're opening another project right by Overlake Hospital in Bellevue. I think that's pretty much it. So we'll have just in Seattle probably over 20 projects, and we have about 13 in San Francisco, 5 in Southern California, and 1 in Nevada, and we're still growing. We're looking for more sites. We're trying to build in Beverly Hills, West Hollywood, Brentwood, those areas right now.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you.
And congratulations.
Thank you. We would love people to come to the Aegis Living sites and check out our progress of the Newcastle sites, and we're taking deposits right now. That's called the Golden Ticket, and for each you can put down a deposit. You get a number of priority, and that allows you to pick your deposit of preference. And then you get your own. You get in line to pick your priority your priority apartment, which is we've had 16 people do so far. So those are the fortunate ones.
That's great.
Yeah.
You have done really great job, and
Thank
it's
you.
good for the people in the community.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you.
All right, good to see you. Thank you, guys. Thanks so much.
For coming to visit us. Okay. What we'd like to do is we'd like to give you an update on the progress of the new community that will be coming up in Newcastle. And I can say that it's going to be a fantastic community. And I'm going to have somebody tell you about that community. So I'm going to introduce you to our next speaker. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you this person, and I will tell you the name afterwards. And as a young adult, he had worked in as a vice president for a large senior living community. And while he was working in the senior living as an executive vice president, he had taken notes about how a community should be managed. And he had put that in a little box. And in that little box was all the ideas that that has come into fruition right now. Finally, in 1997, he opened a small office in Redmond, and he called it Aegis Living. It was located above an ice cream parlor, and he only had 7 employees at that time. But by 1998, 1 year later, the first Aegis Living community was opened in Pleasant Hills in California, and the staff grew to 145. And from then on, it's all, the rest is history, and you're seeing what you're seeing right now. So I would like to introduce to you Mr. Dwayne Clark.
I still miss those ice creams, my office over that ice cream parlor, I have to tell you. Well, I first of all thank the weatherman for this beautiful day. It's incredible, and thank all of you for coming. When we planned this event, we planned it on the heels of having Aegis of Rogers Park open on Saturday. And we thought, well, this would be a great time to allow people who are interested in Aegis Gardens of Newcastle to come and see the finishes and the kind of quality of buildings that we will build. And so that we have this expression at Aegis is that the last building that we open now becomes the minimum standard for the next building that we open. And so the next building that we're going to be opening after this one is Newcastle. And we thought, well, this is a great opportunity for you to see kind of the quality and the standards that we have. And I thought, well, maybe we'll have 30 people come to this property. And then I thought, well, maybe there'll be 40 and 50. And I should have known when we had a groundbreaking and 300 people showed up on a 100-degree day that we would have to cut it off at 230 people, only because that was capacity for this property. So thank you, all of you, for coming. It's a fabulous day for us. We are very, very excited. Not only about what's going on at this property, Aegis of Rogers Park, which if you haven't had a chance to tour it, we hope you do, because we spend a lot of time on the details. And that's what we hope that you will recognize and see. Even if you go down to the boardwalk and see some of the details that we have down there. If you look at the concession stand, we have candy that's been packaged like the way it was packaged in the 1930s and 40s. Now you may say, no, we didn't have the candy made in the 30s and 40s. It's new candy. We had it packaged from the 30s and 40s. And the reason we do that is because we want people to look at that candy and get that moment of joy like they did when they were a child. So when they see it, it brings back that memory or that moment of joy. So it's the littlest of details that makes us significant and distinctive. I'm sorry about the static on here. I'm going to try to walk around and get away from it. Is that better?
Yes.
Yes. All right. I apologize. So, so hopefully you get a chance to see some of the beautiful things we have around here. I was at Aegis, the Newcastle property last week, and I have to tell you, it is an incredible property. The units are bigger than they are here. Part of the reasons is we weren't locked down by FAR, the the allowable square footage of the buildings. The units are much, much bigger. Some of the units are up to almost 1,400 square feet, so they're very large. They have beautiful terraces on them and with lake views, so they're really incredible. So, but all this takes a village of people. So, you know, I have over 2,000 staff that have helped me with this. So I want to recognize all those people. I want to recognize our advisory board. That you can see these people with these red badges on. Our advisory board that's here. Advisory board members, will you raise your hands, please? So please let's acknowledge these people. They've been a great help back. And I also want to tell you, one of the things that we've done is we don't normally take deposits on a property. The Newcastle property will open early this summer, probably June or July. And we had such an outpouring of interest that we started doing these things at the groundbreaking, which is kind of ridiculous in our industry. We don't normally start taking deposits till 2 or 3 months before a building opens. But we started awarding these things called golden tickets, which gives you an opportunity to put down a deposit and pick your unit and their number. I'm sorry, this is annoying. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. I'm going to scream. All right, I'm going to put this down here. So we gave these golden tickets, and this is a priority for your deposits. And what we did then is, so for your deposit, you get these in order, you put down your deposit. And I think we've already sold 18 or 19 of these. And if you have an interest in putting down a deposit, you can do that today and get your priority of your golden ticket and your priority to pick your apartment for Aegis Gardens. So, and by January or February, we will have our sales office open, which is really our education center. We're going to have an intergenerational program there that's going to have a school with a daycare program, almost a preschool program that's going to go on there. We have an amphitheater in the place. It's going to be a phenomenal building. I've built almost 300 senior communities, and I have to say, the Newcastle property will be one of the best I've ever built. So I hope you get a chance to see the model. If you haven't seen it, this is here. And we also have a virtual flyby that you can look at and view, so you can get an idea of it. But by January or February, you actually be able to come in. I hear you. Okay. All right. And I hear you too. By January or February, you're going to be able to come and see it. So I thank you guys. And now we have a lot of great dignitaries that have come to help us and lift off this great moment of both Rogers Park and Aegis of Newcastle. And I have the honor of introducing our ex-governor of Washington and also the honorable ex-ambassador to China, the Honorable Gary Locke. So Gary?
Well, thank you very much, Dwayne, and it's really a pleasure to be here at Aegis Living at Rogers Park. I hope many of you are able to take a tour of this, because this is absolutely fantastic. And this is not unique, because all of the Aegis Living facilities are just like this. The one down in Madison Park, it's almost like you're walking into a resort lodge with this huge fireplace and sitting area. It's almost like a 6-star hotel. And if you walk around this Rogers Park facility, downstairs, it looks like you're almost in a shopping mall. Each of the little units are like different stores, a movie theater, a salon, a crafts room, a swimming pool. It is absolutely incredible. And that's what you're going to see at the Newcastle facility, the Aegis Gardens at Newcastle. And I just want to let you know that I've been by the site a couple of times. The construction is proceeding very, very quickly. It's going to be an amazing facility right next to a lake. Also a nature trail for walks. It's going to have a child care center for little kids, and so our parents and grandparents will have a sense of community. They're not going to be isolated and just with other seniors, but with young people as well. And like all the other Aegis living facilities, the families can actually come and cook your own meals in kitchen facilities so that the whole family can enjoy a meal and not having to be served by the restaurant or by the kitchen staff of Aegis Living. And there's going to be a large community center, rec room for artistic performances, dance, theater, music, as well as lectures. And so this is really going to provide incredible cultural opportunities and educational opportunities for the residents of Aegis living at Newcastle. Here in Washington State, the demand for senior housing, retirement homes, is growing because we have a very fast-growing Chinese and Asian American community. Just in the Puget Sound area alone, we have some 92,000 seniors, Chinese seniors, who live within 25 miles of the Newcastle area. So it's perfectly located to serve the families both of Seattle and the East Side, and north and south. You know, when our parents and our grandparents get older, they want to be independent, but they also want to be close to family. And I know that the younger generation feel a sense of responsibility to take care of our aging parents and grandparents, but we can't always do it. We're leading very, very busy lives these days, and our parents and grandparents want to actually sometimes live on their own, but they want that close connection to the kids and to the grandkids. And that's what this Newcastle Aegis Living facility provides, where families can always come together, join up with their parents, have meals together, cook meals together, enjoy the lake, and then the seniors who are still driving and doing things can be active in the community, as well as be stimulated with all the cultural and educational and seminars, events that will be taking place at Aegis Living Newcastle. It's also a really interesting twist of history, because just about less than a mile away is the site of the Newcastle coal mines. And back in the late 1800s and early 1900s, it was the Chinese laborers who extracted that coal and provided the energy for a growing Seattle Puget Sound region. That's why they call some of the parts of that area China Creek. Newcastle is the name of really a coal mining community. And so it's really fitting that we're having this high quality senior living facility for those who want independent living, who want retirement facility, or even those who need a little bit of medical help, to be living in an area that is so beautiful, but also has a strong connection and history with the early Chinese in the Seattle area. Aegis Living has been doing this for quite some time, as we heard in the introduction of Dwayne Clark, the founder of Aegis Living. In fact, the very first Aegis facility for Chinese was built more than 15 years ago in California. And that has residents, Chinese, coming from all over the West Coast and even from Canada. So everything that Aegis Living does is first class. Absolutely first class. Both in terms of its staff, in terms of its facilities, in terms of the food and the programming that it offers the residents. And so I think that as we see it over the next few months really taking shape and taking tours of it once it's built, I think you'll really be pleased that the advisory committee and the staff of Aegis Living have done a great, great job, and it's something that our parents and our grandparents will very, very much enjoy. And so to Aegis Living staff, keep up the great work. And to all of you, it's glad that we're so pleased that you're here to learn more about it and to tour this new facility at Rogers Park to see what is going to be a commonplace, although bigger, for the Chinese seniors and Asian Americans at the Newcastle Aegis Gardens. Thank you very much.
And on the eve of the Mid-Autumn Festival, I think it is quite meaningful and delightful for us all to be able to gather right here on the Aegis compound. So congratulations. And I will say that the success and the story, the legend of Aegis here will be one of the best stories I can bring home to share with our Heritage View. Tonight, I'm going to take a flight and return home and end my 4 years and 8 months tenure here. But I think I won't be alone. When I come back, I won't be alone. It could be a group with me, to come with me and to visit Aegis.
All right.
And I will say that the Aegis project, the Aegis legend now is not local. Because today we have an interesting guest, and he flew from Taiwan, and today he is with us here. I think that next time, Mr. Lee, Dr. Lee here. Thank you for being with us, because I know that in the future we might be able to look forward to our further cooperation with Aegis from Taiwan. So thank you all, and I wish you a happy Mid-Autumn Festival. Thank you.
Thank you.